peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Fellow Africans, I took this petition to the court in order to stop any future usage of falsehood and false documents, procured witnesses of the Waki Commission. I took this petition to the court 4 years ago in order to make sure that the Chief Prosecutor of International Criminal Court does not use this evidence anytime in the future, whether tomorrow or 10 years to come, to refer to this evidence because the evidence was fake. It is with this dismay and with this courage that I took to go to court in Kenya to seek a judicial review and to redeem the credibility of both those accused and the victims of this catastrophe that occurred in Kenya, that I decided to seek to expunge this report from the reports and the statute books of Kenya. It is unfortunate that the three judges in Kenya, whom I will name now, Judge Kanyi Kimondo, Judge Aburil, and Judge Onyengo, all of them sat down and gave very silly, flimsy, prudish, sardonic ruling against our petition. I want to tell the Kenyans that I have done my best. I want to be on record that should this thing reappear again, don't call me. Should it reappear again, don't say I never told you. Should the Chief Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court use this fake evidence again against Kenyans, don't say I did not tell you. My role was to go and remove these obnoxious toxins from the books of the Republic of Kenya. I therefore want to tell the world that my torrid road, a long road that I've taken in search for this envelope, has ended in Kenya so far. But I want to announce that Kenya is not the only state party in international law. Kenya is not the only state party. I will in the future, very soon, detail to you which other state party I'm going to seek this envelope to be expunged and to be made public to the people of the world. I want to thank you all. I want to tell you that a detailed document which is entitled My Long Road, Torrid Road to Work Envelope will be found on www.panafricanforumltd.com. You can read it, you can dissect, you can see the days, the long road, what I took, what I did, referenced, well documented, And may God help you that at one time somebody in Kenya will stand up to say thank you very much.
A very good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. A few minutes past 11 a.m. here in Nairobi, East African time. My name is Miriam Ogutu, and the show is The People's Court. And our topic of discussion this morning is curbing hate speech. And we saw that NCIC list of shame that was released yesterday. A few politicians put on notice there, but will that stop the hate mongering, the hate speech that we've been seeing flaring tensions in this country, and will that help in stopping these careless rhetorics by our leadership? To help me have this discussion this morning is Marlene Washera from Kiambu County. Marlene, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Miriam. Thank you for having me. Good morning, our viewers.
All right, thank you so much and welcome to the show. And we're also joined by Douglas Kirimi from Meru County. Douglas, good morning.
Very good morning to you, Miriam Ogutu, and also my friend Marlene Washera, and also to our friends across the globe. Good morning.
Good morning. And Douglas, also thank you so much for joining us, and a very warm welcome to you. And we're also joined by Jevan Karanja from Nanyuki. Jevan, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Miriam. Good morning to our viewers wherever they are watching us from. And good morning to my fellow panelists, Douglas and Marlene Washera. Thanks for having me on the show. Always a pleasure.
It is a pleasure indeed, Jevan. Thank you so much. You all bring some very sober ideas and conversations here, and even as we have these topics that are of national importance. So on the front pages, as I said there earlier show, the headline on the Standard newspaper this morning: inside states plan to tame politicians, all out war alarmed by rising tensions, government rolls out multi-agency strategy to stop inciters in their track. And the story is on page 6 of the Standard newspaper. So let's just go there, because that will form the basis of our conversation this morning. Now, the government is tightening the noose on alleged perpetrators of political violence, including shaming them and eventually blocking them off electoral contest. In a multi-pronged approach, key institutions have swung into action to tame the rising political temperatures by holding isolated incidents to full account and also promising bad returns for those sowing seeds of discord and mistrust among Kenyans. Politicians have recently been toppling over themselves to please their masters, including by engaging in public brawls like the one we witnessed in Kisii on Monday. In the Monday incident, Dagoretti North Member of Parliament Simba Arati, who is allied to ODM leader Raila Odinga, and South Mugirango counterpart Silvanus Osoro, allied to Deputy President William Ruto, confronted one another during the funeral service of Abdel Gongera, the Kisii Deputy Governor Joash Mangi's father. And before the story continues, it's quite long, so I will not even look at that. And also on the side there, the same page, on page 6 of the Standard newspaper, NCIC banks on list of shame to bar leaders from contesting. Former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko, Emurua Dikir MP Johanna Ngeno, Dagoretti North Member of Parliament Simba Arati, and South Mugirango Member of Parliament Silvanus Osoro have made it to the list of shame released by the National Cohesion and Integration Commission yesterday. The NCIC Chairman Samuel Kobia disclosed that individuals who appear on the list of shame 3 times will be put on a wall of shame, automatically making them ineligible to contest for any elective position. First of all, I don't know if that has a legal standing, but let's just go to the first part there, putting them on a wall of shame. Do you think our politicians will care enough where they are placed in line with what NCIC set out to do to try to curb hate speech in the country? I'll start with you, Marlene.
Yes, thank you. Of course, they're going to care a whole lot of deal, because, as you said, if you appear in the list 3 times, you're going to be banned from, vying or being able to be elected. So, of course, if they still want the position to be in the positions that they are in, they will care a great deal. Mm-hmm. And most leaders don't want to leave their positions, and they don't want to lose their importance in the society. Of course, yes, they're going to care a great deal.
All right, thank you so much. Douglas Kirimi, do you think any of these characters, especially that has been mentioned here, and a whole lot of them, would care whether they're on that list of shame? And will this perhaps act as a cautionary tale to the rest of them who have the tendencies of behaving badly in public and inciting the public? Douglas.
Thank you, Miriam, and thank you for that question. One thing I believe is that these readers are going to be cautioned for a while, but we know the Kenyan tendency and the Kenyan brand of politics is very transactional kind of politics. These are the same people who go for envelopes on Friday. Like the president was saying, when these people don't do the things they are doing on Friday, they are not going to receive these envelopes. I want to remind the people of Kenya that these envelopes are from rooted funds. These are the same money that should have developed the road that links to your village. Dear MP, that money that you receive every Friday for Arambes and other things, it is the same money that should have been used to be able to develop your area and also to eliminate the kind of shame that you experience every time when you face your electorate. Again, these are the same leaders in the country that are being paid to continue insulting each other, to continue insulting the president and all that. This kind of transactional politics, Miriam, I don't think it is going to end. One thing I need to remind the people of Kenya and the government of Kenya is that if that NCIC organization does not esteem these people, does not work very hard to be able to eliminate this, they need to be disbanded and sent home so that we can have a properly formed NCIC that can take action. This, the Reverend Kovia himself is not a man that can shout and people listen to him. He can read as much as he wants, all manner of a list of shame, but these politicians are not shaken. In the face of money, Moses Kuria will insult you. In the face of money, Silvanus Osoro will grab the microphone from you. In the face of money, Rigathi Gachagua will talk the president as if the president is his younger boy. In the face of money, all these Tanga people who have sold their souls to the corrupt hand of William Ruto, the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, they are going to continue insulting the president, and NCIC is not going to do anything. One thing we need to do is to wake up in the morning and send the Reverend Kovia-led commission home. That is a commission that is not working. And the only thing they do is to issue press conferences in posh hotels. We have never seen a clear path of action or clear direction from that NCIC. NCIC, for it to perform well and tame our politicians, especially now that we are going into an electioneering period, we need to tame NCIC and also tame our politicians. Because what they are doing today, Miriam, it is very despicable when we see people waiting for Friday to be given money by Deputy President William Ruto. Money that was supposed to build dams for Kimwarel and Arol. I advocate for Arol and Kimwarel because it is symbolic and figurative language that I use to represent every project that William Ruto has been able to grab around, especially the Ruai land that he grabbed. He didn't want the sewerage in Nairobi to work so that he can be able to grab that land and sell it. People in Gong Forest today were crying. The government wants to destroy their, demolish their homes. It is the same William Ruto who grabbed that land and hived it off when he was in Kanu. When we want to bring sanity in our governance, in our politics, and also in our day-to-day lives, to be civilized people, we need to deal with the likes of Moses Kuria, Rigathi Gachagua, and Ndende Nyoro, all these people that eat from the corrupt hand of our Deputy President William Ruto. And I have asked before, if there is a loophole in the constitution that I can use as a private individual to kick out Deputy President William Ruto from government, but unfortunately, our constitution does not allow us to kick him out the way I feel. I think I can kick him out because these are the same people that are going to keep insulting this Sunday. And NCIC on Monday will issue another ultimatum, and that is not very sad, Miriam. I feel very sad that commission that is led by a reverend is not going to work.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Douglas Kirimi. Yes, NCIC, a lot of Kenyans have a feeling they've not really been living up to their mandate. We're also joined by Kidi Morga. Kidi, a very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us this morning.
A very good morning, Miriam. Good morning to our viewers. It's always a pleasure being on Punchline, educating the nation.
and the world.
Karibu sana. Thank you so much. I'll come to you because I need your legal, thought about some of what NCIC said there. But before I get to you, I'd like to go to Jevan Karanja. Now, NCIC has put about 4 names there to start with. I think this list needs to be longer than Mike Buvi, Simba Arati, Osoro, and Ngeno. We have a lot of them roaming around. Who needs to be on that list? Who needs to be put on a notice? But how so far? Do you think by this new initiative and this wall of shame that NCIC is saying wants to put up and will be putting up, placing the names of those who are inciting Kenyans and, advancing hate speech in this country, do you think that will be a deterrent?
Thank you, Miriam.
Why did you laugh? I want
to know. We have
a
commission.
Yes.
We have a commission called NCIC that I don't know what their work is constitutionally, because it's like they don't know what they are stipulated to do legally, because they come at their time when they give us things that to some extent they don't hold any weight. They don't transform. They don't change anything by bringing that list of shame. Miriam, I said this sometimes back, that we need to have a definition of what is this shame, what qualifies you to get into this list of shame, because we need to know what is the criteria that he used to get somebody like Simba Arati, Silvanus Osoro in that list, simply because they exchanged blows at Kisii. I don't think that is the right criterion. But said and done, Mike Sonko, I think he belongs there. But we need to see Johanna Ngeno. Where is Oscar Sudi? And because we know Johanna Ngeno and Oscar Sudi, they were accused jointly in Nakuru when they uttered words diminishing the president and his family. Therefore, we need to understand what qualifies you to be in this list of shame, because we have seen leaders who don't live in their mandate. We have seen leaders engaging in other businesses that don't translate to development or bettering the livelihood of Kenyans. Therefore, this commission, it's good they are bringing this name out, because maybe Kenya will see that these people are not good, they don't deserve to be in the leadership. But what will this thing? They need to come with more strict measures that will ban these people from even in future going to public places and addressing their audience. They need to be banned from going to a podium and address a mass. Therefore, these are kind of things that we need. These will be more strict than just coming with a list and giving them a warning that if you appear in that list 3 times, you'll be banned from running for a political office. We know when you run for a political office, there are some qualifications that are stipulated in the Constitution, and I have never seen anybody being banned from running for a political office by the NCIC. We have the Chapter 6 of our Constitution that talks about integrity, leadership and integrity. Therefore, these are some of things that will be looked at. But Kenyans, at the end of the day, we need to elect leaders who reflect the agenda, who reflect the ideology that will better our livelihoods. But these things by the NCIC, they need to bring more names. We know we have leaders who have committed economic crimes, social crime, political crimes, and they are going free. Therefore, this commission of cohesion, they are not bringing anything tangible to the table. They need to come up with more criterion, not just a list of shame, but a list of people who will be banned from even and they take them to a court of law, they open charges, they take to the DCI, DPP, so that these people, they suffer severely. But this list, Miriam, to some extent, it will not deter Johanna Ngeno from tomorrow committing the same crimes. It will not deter Silvanus Osoro if we meet Sibarati in Simon Nyashai burial next week to exchange blows. Therefore, these things, they don't protect a protection from committing such crimes. Therefore, it is high time that we have a commission that is up to its task, and it's high time that we change even the commissions. We need somebody who, when he speaks, Kenyans listen. This the reverend at the helm of NCIC, I think, is a person who does not command. He does not have the vigor that can take this country into cohesion. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Now, the NCIC chairman, Samuel Kobia, disclosed that individuals who appear on the list of shame 3 times will be put on a wall of shame, automatically making them ineligible to contest for any elective position. Akidi, being the legal mind in the House, does this have a legal standing?
Thank you, Miriam. Well, one thing I must say from the outset is that the decision by the NCIC to put up the list of shame is a drop of water in the ocean. Too little, too late. It is not commensurate to the things committed by the said perpetrators. 2, it also brings into question how the criterion that the NCIC is using to determine its list of shame. For instance, you look at it and you almost get the impression that the NCIC was in need to balance out culprits from different political formations. But away from that, the list of shame, it is you want to say that it is a step in the right direction, and that it is a pointer that NCIC has got its work cut out for it, but it is not sufficiently exhausting the powers that it has at its disposal. For instance, if you look at the NCIC Act, NCIC has got 20 functions. Out of these 20 functions, it includes the power to prosecute. But you look at the history of NCIC, the NCIC is usually very reluctant to use the power to prosecute.
Why do you think that is so? Why do you think NCIC has been very? Because we've seen a lot of cases, where it was captured, it's out of there in the public. People say, uttered words that are contrary to and violating that act, according to the Section 28 of the NCIC Act there. But you've seen no action has been taken outside of just being called in there, summoned, writing a statement, and being warned. They've been very reluctant, as you've mentioned, in terms of prosecution. Why do you think that is so, and yet they have these powers?
Well, I think part of the problem lies with the desire in part of the commission, as you look at it, to want to apportion the blame politically, rather than hold each one individually culpable. So that you realize that there is no one single time when NCIC, acting on its own wisdom, summons, let's say, politicians from just one political formation to cushion them. Instead, what it usually does, it does the same mistake that Luis or Moreno Campo did with the ICC process. That wanting to get possible culprits from this side of the political formation and other culprits from the other political formation, and usually they try to balance it out. The moment they have permitted politics to dictate their functions, to dictate their mandate, to dictate their ability to prosecute, their ability to hold people to account, that is the moment they begin to lose the script. That is the moment they begin to lose credibility.
All right. Thank you so much. So part of this follows the recent wave of violence and intolerance, the formation of the wall of shame there. Tolerance as the country inches closer to the 2022 general election. In recent months, NCIC has witnessed increasing disregard of adherence to national values and tolerance, a trend that is disturbing. With 15 months to the next general election, we are not just concerned that the political temperature is rising, but that the country continues to be subjected to premature campaigns, sometimes accompanied by violence, Professor Kobia said, citing chaos at Burma Market, and called out the Kieleweki and Tangatanga factions of Jubilee for their inflammatory statements. How long did that incident, say, in Burma happened, and why do you think it took NCIC that long to respond, Marlene?
I think it's, as I said the first time, it's the mental, it's how people want to handle things. Kidi said if they could not politicize, they could stop politicizing the whole office and make it, sentence someone individually according to what they said. I think that would be a better method, because if everything, these politicians know what they're doing exactly. And like Douglas said, someone they'll be getting off the list and coming back again and going off, So sorry about you said about the market.
Yes, the Bama market. Yeah.
Come again, please.
The incident at the Bama market, where was it? Raila Odinga who went there to eat, and then I think there was a bit of chaos there. And then we also saw in Githurai, and we also saw what Maura said. I think that video, Maura, when he was speaking in Githurai there before the incident happened in Githurai, I've not heard that they called him. Did they call him? But because they're saying they have about 33 active cases, so maybe that is part. I wonder why he's not on that list of wall of shame. I'm not sure, but go ahead.
Yeah, I got that back. So that's what I wanted to say, and then something happened. Mm-hmm. So this is the thing. If, like Kitty said, they should actually look for individuals. Now, this is what happened. They don't know who to blame exactly when incidences like this happen. So they'll start pointing fingers. Oh, it wasn't me, it was them. They came at us. That's why they should stop politicizing it and actually look from the outside, from the outside in. You know, they shouldn't take sides also, them as an institution. They should know, we saw with our own eyes, we know why this office is here, and we know what we are doing. So this is the person we are summoning, and this is who we know is on the wrong.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Marlene. Marlene Washera there from Kiambu. Douglas, Marlene is saying sometimes the NCIC do not know who to blame, while a lot of these cases are out there in the public, was captured because our leaders, a lot of them will speak with impunity without even caring that the camera is capturing or people are hearing. People have phones, and some of these things are being recorded and they're out there in public. And yet NCIC, it's very reluctant of even summoning some of these leaders until maybe Kenyans make a lot of noise or something like that. That's when they come in. I call them Miss Jenny come lately there. Why do you think they're slow to take action? And has that created a fertile environment for this bad behavior to continue?
Thank you, Miriam. And also looking at a situation where we are going into an election, when these people, the leaders in this country, practice transactional politics in our country, it is a shame that the same NCIC that has been mandated by the Constitution to continue, and also through the NCIC Act to continue deterring such utterances from happening, and also from protecting Kenyans against violence. These are the same leaders that continue even after the list of shame is out. They'll go and line up to some place, get some money, and continue insulting people. Remember, Miriam, this is not the first time NCIC is operating in this country. This organization did not come from the bush and start operating yesterday. The Reverend Professor Samuel Kobia did not just wake up and found himself at NCIC. NCIC was there. NCIC was there when Orekaparo was there. What we are seeing today and what we are experiencing today is a manifestation of our transactional politics as a country. And one, when politicians are paid, no list of shame can stop them from continuing their bad behavior of insulting others, and also continuing as a country to continue degrading other leaders and also making noise and all that. One thing we are requesting the Reverend Samuel Kovia, Mr. Professor, if you are not capable of handling this politician, please resign or ask for this NCIC to be disbanded or reforms to be brought into that organization by the president, so that we can be able to have an NCIC that works for the people of Kenya, and one that does not support these corrupt politicians. One, when the deputy president was, stones were pelted at him, they have no one to blame. In Githurai, when Raila was pelted with the stones, they have no one to blame. They want to tell us they don't live in this country. I have videos in my phone here. I have videos everywhere of these politicians uttering insults to the president, including the battled former Nairobi governor who is in prison now. These are the same people at NCIC that keep telling us, we are doing this, we are doing this. We are tired with their protocol and also their manner of handling these things. Because, Miriam, in the next 1 year and 18 months, we are going to an electioneering period. We are going to be voting in a presidential election and also parliamentary elections. But NCIC, what they are doing is releasing a list of shame. So what? After that, we need to see action coming from the Kobia Red Commission. Whereas we are anticipating great things from them, I am very different from many people. This NCIC is a toothless dog that politicians have taken advantage of. The list of shame that came from the corrupted people in 2015. He did stop people from stealing from government. William Ruto continues stealing with wanton reckless in government and also outside government. He continues swindling public, private citizens and also government. The president is complaining. Douglas Mundi Kiremi is complaining. Miriam is complaining. Marin is complaining. Jevan is complaining. Kidi is complaining. This country cannot continue this way. NCIC is mandated through the act and also through the constitution. It is an independent institution. It needs to work and make sure that this country does not go the way these politicians wanted to go. I have told you, Miriam, if these politicians are given 500,000 to call the president's mother a dog, they will do that. If they are told to tell the president is a drunkard, they will do that, because we practice politics of transaction in our country, and these organizations that are charged with the mandate of protecting the people of Kenya, their life and property, from these slanderous tongues of these politicians. Don't do that, Miriam. And NCIC, we either reform NCIC or disband that Reverend Professor Samuel Kobia Red Commission. If we don't do that as a people, we are going into chaos, and I don't want to go into chaos because I have nowhere to run. I have no visa to any other country. This is my fatherland. This is my motherland. I am not going anywhere.
Yes, me and you both, Douglas. I only have one passport here. I don't have a dual citizenship, so I only have one country. So I need this country to be in one piece. Reverend Kobia, please. Now, in part of that story, down there says Kobia revealed that Mr. Arati and Mr. Osoro were put on the list of shame due to their public fight on Monday during the burial of the father of Kisii Deputy Governor Joash Maangi. Surely. Is that all? What we saw, is that all? Is that all? So we're just going to sit back and wait for them to go the second time and the third time, and is that all? Can they do more than just putting them on that list of shame, Javen?
Yeah, exactly, Miriam, and that is what I was asking. These criteria that they are using just because you went and disrupted a meeting. Why have they waited until we had that disruption at Kisii to talk of Bama Market, a scenario, an occasion that happened a week or two ago? What were they doing? Did they see it happening? Did they see not what happened in Githurai? Therefore, this list of shame, the last day we saw Babu Owino and the Jaguar, the MP for Starehe, exchanging hands in a very bitter way in Parliament House. But nothing changed. They are still there. They still do their business as usual, because no action was taken. If at that time, Babu Owino and Jaguar suffered some punishment, Silvana Sotolo and Sibalati could not have engaged in what they did in Kisii. Therefore, it is high time that this NCIC wakes up from their slumber and they come into and understand what they are doing. Because this thing of just waking one day, and this, they acted, Miriam, not from their own voluntary will. This was because of the noise that was made in the social media, in the mainstream media, that caused them to come and with that list. They want to tell us in this country, we only have 4 people who are disrupting peace. They want to tell us after we deal with Osifana Sosoro, Simba Arati, Mike Sonko, and Johanna Ngeno, this country will stabilize politically. That is a lie. We have a problem, and we have a big problem that cannot be dealt with maybe the NCIC alone, but by all Kenyans jointly. But the NCIC as a representative that is there to bring cohesion and integration in this country. They should also tame people who use tribal incitement, people who incite Kenyans along the lines of haves and have-nots. That is the incitements. Therefore, they should also come in and play their role constitutionally and as the law stipulates, without being coerced by social media, without being driven to action by what happens on Twitter or what happens there or pushes from other politicians. We know the problem we have with these commissions. We call them independent in the constitution, but the way they behave suggests that they are not independent. There's some force that pushes them to act, and sometimes they are told not to act. It is high time that we have independent institutions that act independently. We have seen now they are trying to balance the list with some people. They start to bring Sibarati so that it's look, there's an ODM representative. Next time they'll bring a Wiper representative, a Tanga. They are trying to balance things so that they attract so that they attract goodwill from politicians, because they know if they go with a list of Tanga, the Tanga politicians will wake up and talk about the NCIC and talk about its disbandment.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have seen it happen. Therefore, they are